We're here in the pits at the Bathurst 12 Hour with Tony Longhurst and the BMW M4 GT4. This is the first time this car's been run in Australia. Tony, tell us a bit about it, please.
It's pretty neat. It's virtually a standard road car as far as the engine goes and gearbox. It'll do 30,000 Ks in race conditions. And it's just a beautiful balanced car. But what's so amazing with this car, Aaron's qualified it. He's done a 16.2 or low 16 today in the car in qualifying. In '88, when I was driving my Sierra, my qualifying lap was a 17.2 or something like that, and the fastest lap in the race was an 18.3. So we've now got a road car that's as fast as the Sierras back in '88. Then in '92, I was driving one of the BMW DTM cars, which was probably the best car I've ever driven in my life. I got that into the 15s, and we qualified as 16.9 in that car at Bathurst, and it was a full-blown race car. So for a near standard production car to be doing those sorts of times, it's really blown us away.
Now, you say it's a near standard production car. Does that mean it's got the same inline six as the M4 up front?
Yeah, the engine's absolutely standard.
Yep.
The car's got a factory-built roll cage. We've got bigger brakes, better suspension, race suspension. But the drive line and running gear is virtually an M4 road car.
And about how much power are you making?
The car has got what they call a speed stick, so there's 5 different settings we can run, and to keep the field balanced at the moment we're on the second least powerful setting.
Yep.
So I think it's low 400, 420 or 430, somewhere around that.
Okay, and now you're here today with Matt Brabham and Aaron Seton. Matt, you've driven a whole lot of different stuff, as everyone here has. Do you mind wandering over and telling us a bit about how this compares to some of the other stuff you've driven?
Yeah, absolutely. I've really, driven some DTM cars as well, like Tony, but I came from the open wheel background, so having a roof over my head and the suspension moving around has been a little bit for me to get used to. But this thing is awesome to drive. It's really simple. It's very user friendly. Learning how to drive the car for me has been the easy part this weekend. It's been the challenge, the mountain, is tackling the mountain for sure, because it's such a challenging track. But the car is awesome to drive. If I was going to compare it to other cars, it has a little bit less downforce than I'm used to. The power is pretty good there, but the speed's there as well. So I love driving. It's good fun.
So it's the first time you've driven it in Australia, obviously. Have there been any tricky setup things, or has it been a pretty quick transition into getting it ready?
It's been quick transition. It's really, it pretty much comes race ready from the factory, and the guys haven't had to do too much to the car to get it all sorted. And we've adjusted, little springs here and there, made some changes to the setup this weekend. But to be honest, it's not like we've been pulling our hair out trying to get it ready. It's been quite relaxed in the paddock and in the pits here, which is unusual at a racetrack.
Oh, it's a good thing. And if we can get Aaron in here, we'll get the whole team going. So Aaron, obviously there's a lot of cars of different performance levels out here. What's the biggest challenge for you guys tomorrow, when obviously there's cars that are quicker than you and slower than you hammering around? What do you have to worry about out there?
It's definitely the GT3 cars. Obviously they're 15 seconds a lap faster than us, so it's quite tough to sort of let them navigate by without causing a crash or anything like that. So hopefully tomorrow we can have a clean race and see how we end up.
And you've driven Bathurst before, obviously.
Yeah.
What's this like compared to some of the other stuff you've driven here?
This is a pretty cool car. Obviously from factory, this is pretty well how you get it. So It's pretty awesome that you can buy a car like that and just go racing. So no, it's very enjoyable to drive. I like to compare it to a PlayStation. It's very nice and smooth, and no, I've loved so far this weekend, and I can't thank Tony enough for the opportunity to drive with his team.
I've driven a few laps around Bathurst on the PlayStation. Does that mean Tony might give me a go?
Yeah, definitely. You
Fantastic.
should come have a drive.
Put my name on the side, Tony.